Ladies and gentlemen, welcome on in to the Blue Collar Psychiatrist. Today, I'm going to share a story with you, a true story, a tragic story, entitled Bernie and Me. Some time ago, in one of my videos, I talked about an acquaintance I had whose name was Bernie. He was about my age, but he was on the shy and awkward side. The other kids would make fun of him, calling him names. He belonged to a fraternity, which was the lowest level of a fraternity that there was in this center where I knew him from. And he knew, or actually his mother knew my mother. Actually, that was the relationship. And he was, to me, average, maybe slightly above average as far as a student. And I never thought of him as having much gumption. But my mother one day came to me and said, Bernie went out of town to college. He told her, "Mom, there's nothing here for me in this city," because it was a closed society. "There's nothing for me here. I'm going to go to the university about 100 miles away, and I'm going to do the best I can, and maybe I'll meet somebody." Well, I was shocked because I never thought Bernie had very much gumption and had the ability, the toughness to go and take a chance. Whereas I was staying at home. So right away I felt, hey, how is it that he could do it, but I could not do it? A couple of years later, Bernie's mother told my mother, who told me that Bernie had met a young lady at the college, had married her, and now had several children. This hit me like a bolt of lightning. I felt like I was just stabbed with an ice pick right in the chest. And I said to myself, I can't believe this. I cannot believe this. Here is this guy who was a nice guy, but he just didn't seem to have a lot on the ball. I mean, he had a lot on the ball, but he just didn't seem to be the type to go away to college and then to find a mate, get married, and have kids. And this was a horrible, horrible, horrible thing for me to swallow, because it's very understandable that I would compare myself to him. And if you look at this story, you will see how some of these strategies that I have presented to you in previous videos fit together. First of all, Bernie took a risk. He had the gumption to leave town. He analyzed the situation, and he realized that the answer to the situation was to leave town because he knew it was a closed society, as it was for me. But he did something different. He did something about it. And then, obviously, when he was up in that college, he had the ability to go up to this young lady and speak with her, and eventually married her. And then he had 2 kids. How do you think I felt when I heard this? Bernie's mother had the pleasure of meeting her grandkids. I never gave my mother that pleasure because I didn't have any. And the reason I didn't have any was because I lived in fear. I wouldn't take a calculated risk. All these things what I've talked about in the video really come to light, really come together in this very tragic episode. This is something I lived through. So when I give you some strategies, I know what I'm talking about. I've lived it. And believe me, it is worse than horrible. I felt horrible about myself. I said, I don't have the gumption that this guy did. I did not have the just the ability to say, I'm getting out of here. This is not for me. I'm gone. This is the price that I paid, and this is the price that you will pay if you do not overcome your fear of the unknown, fear of talking to a woman, and fear of saying, this isn't for me, I'm gone, I'm out of here. Now, I am just telling you this because it's very personal to me. And I haven't seen Bernie in years, I don't know his whereabouts. But this is very personal to me, and it was horrendous and horrible. I felt like I was this amount tall after learning of what Bernie had done and what I had done about the same situation, the same set of circumstances. I had done absolutely nothing. And I paid a price for it, and my mother paid a price for it because I could not present her with a grandchild. I felt like a fool, like an idiot. So this is the price. This is why I hammer home these strategies to you. I know how it feels not to be able to get up and say, I've had enough of this, and to leave town and to have the ability to walk up to a woman and start a conversation, and then to have a family, and then showed his mother his grandchildren. I showed my mother nothing. It would have been the joy of her life, and I deprived her of that because I was afraid. I lived in fear. So I'm telling you, you cannot live in fear. You've got to challenge all these things that make you afraid. And it's all in your head. You've got to overcome them, or else you will feel like I did, about 2 inches tall. And I don't want that for you out there. You have honored me by watching these videos. And I am telling you from the bottom of my heart, don't behave the way I behaved. You must behave the way Bernie behaved. Otherwise, you're going to have a lot of regrets in life, and you're going to really feel bad about yourself. I hope I haven't depressed people by this video, but I just wanted to bring it home to you in the strongest way possible, to know how destructive fear is and how you must overcome them at any price in order to live a happy, fulfilled life. Ladies and gentlemen, I remind you to drink and drink abundantly from the fountain of life. See you next time.